Welcome back to Pisces TV with Dr. MB. Let's get started with your reading. Let's talk a little bit about it. All right, we're about to get started with the reading. I am going to turn over the cards and we will begin. First up, in your conscious energy. Sorry about that. We have the moon. All right. With the Knight of Swords. Yes. And the 10 of Coins. I'm not mad at these 10 coins. I really hate to sound like a gold digger. I am totally not upset. However, we're going to start it off, right, in the past with the moon as she just graced the sun. You feel me? So they kissed or whatever. So I appreciate that. I think that's kind of sexy right now. All right, Cancer energy. All right, for my Pisces, welcome, as stated, to Pisces TV with Dr. MB. I thought about changing it. Y'all know when I used to rap, it was like bunny bars. And I'd be like, welcome to the Bunny Show. It's just me. And you're right on time. I think I'm going to implement that. I'm going to find a way to move out of the past and be innovative. So we're going to start with the moon. Illusions. Okay. Intuition and fantasy. Fears and anxiety could be sometimes, or it also talks about the unknown. Some people could be here wondering about a past life or something like that, and in a past position, the moon would represent the unknown for them. All right. When the moon appears, things might not be quite as they seem. Your insecurities might be running high, or you find yourself on the receiving end of other people's insecurities. And then when we take a look at who are some other people, could be folks at work. Or that's where our work began. You feel me? Changing your mind about something that you have repeatedly done and almost mastered, and it's like, I don't know if I want to do this. And that happens. I mean, I've been to business school, I've been to law school. I thought about going to Los Angeles Film School and just was like, is this $30,000 that I want to spend, or can I just teach myself through these Gen Zers on TikTok, right? It talks about pushing forward, though, with your intuition. We did talk about dreams last week, so your imagination running high and strong and vivid dreams could be showing you things that are relevant to work, inner work, physical work, things that need to be released and let go of. Because y'all know that I'm an alchemist, right? And partially occultist, but don't block me. Don't leave the video yet. This card can sometimes, especially with the moon, talk about our sacrifices. So for some of you, that has something to do with it, if not an unknown territory or a fear or phobia. So when I say occultist, alchemist, if you cringed in the butt cheeks, it's some work you need to do in your fears and phobias, okay? There's an uncertain reality or a bit of confusion that some of us may be facing. Wanting to hide from the world, while others of us are more creative. And treasures disguised as monsters. Ain't that something? I'm not going to hold you. A treasure disguised as a monster, I'm into it, right? Because I get bored easy, so. Don't listen to me, though. Now, the moon speaks of coming out of the vision quest and becoming more awake, all right? The moon is our connection to our soul, and it symbolizes our crown chakra. So some of us, the work or the mastery is in the crown chakra. So congratulations to all our star seeds here, working with God and Metatron and the Arcturians and whoever else fumbling around in your brain to make you super conscious. Hello? But for the most part, some of us are changing our minds about work or something we've been working on consciously. Then we move to sources like, no, okay, some of them might be. Unless it's a detective looking over some shit you done. That's been coming up. Or changing your emotions on a deep level. I love when tarot correct me midway when I be crunk. That's fine. I'm respectful. All right? Facing your fears is a big deal. Is that a big deal? Are we in alignment on that? Yes or no? Okay, great. The moon card with the Eight of Pentacles also could signify, like I said, some big changes or a need for change for some of you in the relevance of your work. All right? A creative garden. Some of you are very artistic and confident people. Now, this speaks to the present and also consciously. We got 2 knights. 2 knights represents allies and movement. So your thoughts and your feelings for some of you are in alignment, and that's also admirable and sexy. Some of you could have 2 knights. Something about 2 knights. And 2 nights, honey. In 2 nights, baby. You might get a call on that 3rd day, right? But yeah, knights usually speaks to alliances and could represent the archetype of individuals. I love that. To start with, you had the Knight of Swords. So this Knight of Cups is just going to collaborate whatever this Knight of Swords is trying to tell us about the present moment consciously in your dreams, right? If not your actual dreams, subjectively your dreams or just consciously. This is a communicative person, also the wish fulfiller. So some of you, there could be a wish coming your way that's going to make you happy and is in alignment with what makes you happy. Using your will to still your mind in a non-vision way. The Knight of Swords could also talk about a soldier or someone with a warrior mindset that might need to get into them feels a bit, because there's some shadow work that's necessary for whatever's that's going to unfold in these cards. How about that? Love that, because for some of you, well, we've been talking about this energy and creativity and our finances and career and soul purpose. Some of you have strong opportunities for relationships coming up, if not in the next few days, weeks, months, this year. Or it could be 2 years because you're that stubborn and it take that long to work with you, right? And there's a need to kind of come out a little bit and still the mind of that hyperactivity and the trust issues and things of that nature. But you are definitely a soldier, and it's giving me Sade with that soldier of love energy. We got the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. But you're moving forward fast, or wanting to, and I said fast. Okay, fast. Or wanting to. It talks about advancing. Communication and problem solving skills with what you really feel. So this is a general reading. If it's in the love sector, somebody could be having a realization and it's happening fast. You don't know about it. You minding your business, tending to them 8 pentacles, as you should. Others of us, there could be some quarrels and some miscommunications, because I did see the Five of Swords in this shuffle and the Five of Wands, and we're going to get to that. So impatience, hasty decisions, and quarrels could be in the environment. So we just want to keep that in mind, okay? Now, you have the Ten of Coins with our page. Now, y'all know that the page is the cornerstone of the Ten of Coins. So it's the one at the bottom corner that holds them up so they don't fall down and they get to stand up all pretty in alignment, whatever that alignment is. It talks about an inheritance. It talks about families. It talks about the divine child. It talks about good health and or receiving some news from family, from ancestors, about some money, a lot of money, and or our habits in contribution to our burdens. So it talks about our domestic lives and our responsibilities. Okay. Now for some of us, that's what we could be needing to focus on if we're focused on like love or anxieties and fears and stuff like that. So it's just saying, hey, focus on family, focus on building blocks. Whatever those burdens are, let's look into our habits. How are we contributing to them? And those are fair assessments. Okay? This is the apprentice, and those Eight of Pentacles talks about an apprenticeship. So for some of you, learning new skills in an area that's unknown to you may be favorable. Okay? It also symbolizes wealth. The type of wealth you get when you inherit something. So some of you could receive a letter because this is snail mail, or like you had the Knight of Swords. So it could be an email, it could be a letter, but some of you may be receiving an inheritance, some sort of news, something passed down, and something physical like a possession, a home, a car, whatever the case may be. And unfortunately, maybe somebody passed away, maybe not. But y'all be receiving them letters like the King of Zamunda said you inherited something if you just sent him $50. So just be mindful of that. Security with a family unit is what some of us could be focused on. Or here is something just motivating you to do that more. It talks about our investments and even passive income for those of my entrepreneurs that came in here that want wealth and financial security. This is the establishment. So we're thinking about the establishment, and that's totally dope. A family business, work bonuses, careers, and property development. For my lovers, it may talk about a relationship with a strong tradition and family ties. And for my singles, you might find love with a family friend or will meet someone with a loving family. So your real cynical ass can go up in there acting like you be acting because you've been isolated and by yourself for some time, and they ain't about that. Okay. Now in the physical life, we're going to talk about past, present, future, or the possibilities and or challenges. And you got contentment and wish fulfillment. You also have the seeds that you're planting at present are going to be favorable for whatever is over here or comes out of the rest of this reading. So I think that's really dope. We have wish fulfillment with the Knight of Swords, but you don't even know that yet. We have the Seven of Coins turning into 10 coins. So whatever ideas and dreams that you're having, whatever inspires you, regardless of what it looks like at the moment, keep planting those seeds, is what it's saying to us. That's in the past. But in the present, you have not only the Nine of Coins, which talks about the increase and that inheritance or some sort of news and information that you may receive, but we have a happy ending of some sort. Now, this is in the physical, so not in your hopes, wishes, and dreams and what's on your mind, but some real shit. You got the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Cups right next to the Nine of Cups, so that forward movement and things happening fast could go from a flirty friendship and something that makes you happy, that has potential, into an actual family-friendly situation. Okay, because it's like two of them, two kids, everybody playing like, oh my God, this is great on their YouTube channel and shit because they got to do house. I love it. I am here for it. Okay? While the Nine of Pentacles talks about some of my singles, the Ten of Cups talks about happiness, bliss, and completion. So some of us in the present moment, we're okay with that. We are totally okay with just being single, attractive, fun, free, mingling, or whatever y'all doing. Now, I will say for others of us, if there are impulses, be mindful of your health. Be mindful of your thinking that contributes to your health. And those of us that aren't staying hydrated on spring water and maybe indulging in a little bit of alcohols, be mindful of that, because it could cause you to be in an energy with the Seven of Pentacles and the Moon card. It's like a constant recalibration in thought, where we're at the drawing board reflecting on things that are no longer necessary. And then it causes us to be impulsive, and then it hinders our health. And then we're looking at ourselves in the mirror as where it all starts, right? So just be mindful of that. That may not be for everybody. I think it could be for someone, okay, or not. But just be mindful of that, where your brain, your thinking, your shadow energy, and consuming too much of anything, possibly being unfavorable. But for others of you, right, the Knight of Swords crossing this Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, and the Ten of Cups confirms a wish coming true or a happy ending. It speaks of abundance and satisfaction and being proud of what you've achieved. And I'm spoiler alert, the Seven of Pentacles, those seeds that you're asked to be planting right now, may be what brings about this abundance and satisfaction, and or getting what you want, to feel proud of yourself and that wish coming true. Now, along with these 10 Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, the page, it does talk about a lavish, luxurious kind of thing. Some of us are into that. I am. You can block me if you want to, because I know we got a lot of spiritual, organic, minimalist in the environment. But I am a fanatic of Bloomingdale's. I'm not going to hold you. Okay? We go to Rodeo twice a week, and I don't feel guilty about that. But for some of you, living in luxury and enjoying your life may be important. And for others of us, and both of us, right? Because me too, having meaning and purpose is also important, which is represented in these cards. Being on the path you deserve. But be mindful, with that Knight of Swords right there and our impulses and acting out, losing yourself in the moment could also happen, but that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but I'm saying I get it, because you got 9 cups, 10 pentacles, some unknown shit, a surprise, and a wish being fulfilled. So it's gotta like be cool. The cards are saying, please be cool. Those of you that are interested in love, it talks about getting what you want and feeling good about yourself. Singles, it means that you're happy being just that. Like I said, if you're in a relationship, this could talk about love that is deeply satisfying. And you could be proud of your partner. Like my singles are proud of themselves. My couples are proud of their partners. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, for my business owners, it kind of signifies being proud of that. Or content. I feel like a level of mastery in the cups is significant too. Like with the past situation, it was about us, because he sit with his arms folded. I mean, I'm not going to hold you. This card is about contentment and bliss and happiness. And look at him. He's like, I'm proud. And I don't see the Leo lion card or whatever. So I don't think that proud was negative. But I do, like, intuitively, I just got this proud moment, and it was selfish. It was just like you. And that's okay, because it could be like I'm single and proud, or whatever I'm doing my thing and proud. I get it. But it's just like you in this happiness. And some of you may appreciate that because it was your fucking seeds. They weren't with you in the gym. I get that. That was in the past. But there's something about the present moment that points to this 10 of Cups. And just like the 10 of Pentacles, it involves others. That's all I'm saying. And then with this 9 of Pentacles here, that also talks about independence. There's a change of some sort, because like what you truly want, or the advice that's coming through source, is put in this 9 of Pentacles with this Page of Pentacles that's giving us 10. So where there is some individualism or some selfishness, whether it was necessary or not, it does talk about implementing others. And I'm okay with that. Because if I'm by myself and I'm doing me and I'm feeling good about that, and then the Knight of Swords or the Knight of Cups roll up, Swords saying, be open to them. I'm going to be like, okay. so just be mindful of that, dear friends, okay? Lifestyles where pleasure has turned into pain. I get that. And an overwhelming amount of emotion. Now, for some of you, when your wishes become fulfilled and you get this happy home that you've always wanted, you're going to be overwhelmed. And like I said, the whole starting point of this situation is either there's some of us doing the shadow work, there's others of us that this is unknown territory that we're unaware of, and or I know we just had the eclipse with we had a Pisces new moon that went into Aries, and that was kind of cute because Mars is in Pisces. So it could be some astrological stuff going on that pushes you into a new cycle where you actually feel like you the divine child we've talked about for the last 4 years, and those wishes and that happy ending is closer than it has ever been. And those of us that fell off the wagon, I feel it, because I fall off the wagon if I feel like it with no regrets. But the 7 of Pentacles says some of us with this 8 of Pentacles are being diligent in planting those seeds and mastering the things that are necessary. So that's super dope, right? Your 8 of Pentacles turned into 9 of Pentacles. I love that, because the 7 turned into the 8 and turned into the 9. So some of y'all moving forward, and that's what that Knight of Swords is about. Hello? Love that. Okay, let me not get too crunk. Then I did see, right, these 2 queens. We got 2 knights and 2 queens. The knights are about action. Action is the approach. The approach has something to do with bravery and impulse, as well as our hearts and how easily we're distracted by things that we don't care about, as well as how much we're passionate about the things that we love. And these 2 queens represent love and passion. So I feel like for some of us, our potential is in our love and our passion. The potential can become between 2 motherfuckers. I don't know. This is a big house. The 10 cups, 10 pentacles. Some of y'all could be polygamous and just about to live it all out. But you got to be brave. And then there's some shadow energy in that shit that we probably talk about in the toxic reading tomorrow. So put your boots on. Everybody tie your boots up. But this again is in the reality. So the reality is way better than your dreams. I want to point that out. While your dreams have a lot of potential, what's in the reality from the past, present, and to the future is kind of better than that. And so that's not bad. That doesn't happen often, where the reality and the physical world has more boom cards, right? Or favorable energy than what you could dream or imagine. So I absolutely love that. Now, I took a side because when we have 2 knights, that sometimes speaks of an alliance. So then we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands, and I'm like, what alliance could come out with that? Because this is in the physical life, and this is the outcome and or the advice for the physical, what's happening right now. And then considering the home and family life, considering relationships, considering the alignment with your true nature, some of us, like I said, there's some things coming up in the future that may require you to be your best self. And I don't know if your best self is the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Wands, but hear me out. Because somebody likes everything done for her, and somebody else likes to do things for others. And where your potential lies, I don't know, because this is a collective reading, so we'd have to talk about that. But your higher self and your purpose on this planet could be something that's coming into consideration for some of you, And I know both of these queens are magical. She is definitely magical. Just want to piss her off, don't piss her off. And then she's very intuitive. So she's like what the high priestess, I think, has to have at the foundation. And then when it comes to exuding that magic out into the world to manifest and get what you want, you can't leave the Queen of Wands out of that, because she's the attraction, right? So, as you can see, I'm pretty excited to be doing this reading for you guys, because these are super dope cards. But this could be a woman for some of you that's intuitive and sensitive. She's in touch with her emotions and her subconscious. And we're going to get to the subconscious in just a minute, as well as I have some bonus cards. And we're going to shuffle out some live for you right now. But it talks about compassionate, caring deeply about her life, right, and the people in her life. And since you got the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, that could be the energy that we may need to get in to move through these motions and get some things that we truly want, because transformation has been up here the whole time, if you hadn't noticed, but I'm sure most of you have. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Coins. So it talks about juggling. We do have some heathens juggling two broads, won't lie to you, promising them both different things. That's there. Okay. We also have some people coming out of financial embarrassment into being proud and fuck them, right? And then balling out after that. That's crazy, because your wishes become fulfilled after you clear that subconscious energy and stop being so insecure. Love that. The momentum is building, right? And I think that's the collective message about the Two of Coins. The momentum is building and it's progressing. As you can see, we go from 9s to 10s to court cards. We go from the unknown into being brave, into having it all. And why? Because of the initial potential that Seven of Pentacles, I think the details and the hard work that we've done kind of paid off, right? I think that's like the overall thing. Self-improvement, being a magnet for romance for some of y'all. It could be a Cancer, could be a fire sign, but y'all, it's like a magnet, and this is like the cornerstone to all the shit you want, because you got everything you want. Some of y'all, for the most part, got everything that you want. But if what you're missing is a partner, hello, right? And others of us, if this talks about your potential and your magic and what your gifts and abilities are, these two cards, I'm supposed to figure out what that thing is, right? So, intuitive, imaginative, compassionate. Something about the charm that you put on everyone. And it also talks about self-improvement. People are falling in love with you, okay? And if you say bullshit, then you're the person that's blaming yourself too much, because that's also what these cards represent, which talks about blocked emotions and dark feelings and being insensitive, because the Queen of Wands is insensitive as a motherfucker, and so is the Queen of Cups and Shadow. So just be mindful and watch that. Now, where we talked about allies with the two knights in our minds, there definitely could be enemies in the markup of our reality, because the Queen of Wands, everything happens when she says. But with the Queen of Cups, she's the sweet supportive friend that sit and do that weird shit because she insecure anyway, and it's kind of like the mean girls. The Queen of Wands in shadow energy without balance, respect to her, is the alpha mean girl, and the one duck ass chick that follow her around and act like, you know, at least this give me something, because by myself I have nothing, would be the Queen of Cups in shadow. So these two broads in shadow who could be in the same house and good friends, are about to go through something. I don't think that's for everybody, but that could be for somebody, and I'm sure it's gonna come up in the hot mess, so we're gonna get up off of that. Okay. I don't want to ruin it with that get on this. So outside of that, a seaside retreat. I'm in California, so I don't know how many of you are by beaches, but this also talks about getting out to do something like that. And we are in spring, getting into summer, so those could be some things that you guys are getting into. Okay? Now we're going to bust open the subconscious and see what it has for us, because this is the foundation of the situations, which I probably should start with, but I like getting to it last. I'm just telling you that because it's significant, and solidifies the importance of what's going on because it's the literal foundation. Okay. Now, I wanted to say too before I move on, not to make the Queen of Wands sound bad. She's a very warm and kind, passionate woman who's goal oriented and determined. And with the Queen of Cups, it does embody metaphysics. And it talks about someone who can use their mind to both create harmony and or havoc. You're creating harmony in this situation. You've also moved through and mastered some things, which talks about contentment, which talks about happiness, which talks about being able to focus on or put actions toward your, the light at the end of the tunnel, or whatever is going to make you happy. Okay. We could have two women into some shit. I know this the new age and y'all into all that, so I ain't going to leave y'all out or whatever. Excuse me. But those of you, like I said, because I know Pisces have been like, but what about my career and what about this job and all that kind of stuff? Stay busy, stay active, is what these two queens represent, and follow your true passion. Are you goal oriented and ambitious, or are you just using this magic and this supernatural energy, right? Both of these queens are kind of popular and easily liked, whether they admit it or not, because I know a lot of my Pisces, we'd be like, we black sheep. But if you got out more, or asserted yourself more, or had more confidence that all of this Mars, Aries, Pisces, Saturn energy is bringing toward us, you may see something different. It talks about the need for love in your life and the need for being appreciated. So if you need to be appreciated, you know it. Like, let's just be honest, ain't nobody here but us. You want to be loved, you want to be appreciated. We might have to subconsciously and consciously get out of that black sheep, isolated energy. Just saying. But don't block me. Now, for those of you that are more serious, and we're talking about careers and money, right? It talks about teaching jobs, leadership roles, creative careers, and as well as entrepreneurship or self-employment. And it says that you can nurture your own brand. So some of y'all are tired of nurturing other people's brands, and it's time to be more ambitious and courageous. So you feel it, you intuitively know it. It's important to your livelihood and this generational uncurse that you're doing, because you're the divine one that's going to change it for the next few generations. But it says like you intuitively know it and you got the gift for it, but you might want to be more confident, baby, and assert yourself and throw some swag around. Yeah, not gonna hold you. Now, getting into the subconscious, I want to tell you this month, these eclipses and these transits ain't fucking come to play, because in my whole, I've been the first tarot deck I ever bought was in 2003. Before then, I was always like mystical, magical, and had questions and did research online when my parents let me use the computer and shit. But when I first started buying crystals, I even did rituals and shit. I did a Mars Jupiter ritual. I got initiated into not only Eastern Star, so I'm a Scottish Rite Freemason, but I'm also a Thelemite, so I'm an initiate into OTO, right? Don't start Googling shit and then come block me. Chill, right? My point is, I've been doing this for a long time. And I ain't never in my life had a full court card that came out in your reading last week. And a lot of you guys have followed me since I started this channel in 2019. I have never had a full court card come out for Pisces, and it did last week. So what am I ranting about right now? When I shuffle these motherfucking cards, I have never in my life got 5, 5, and 5 together. Now, we gonna sit down and unpack what that means. I didn't want to rush through everything else, and yes, these are bonus cards that we are sitting right here for a good reason. But I want you to know that. Now, if I put that on the thumbnail, I'm not clickbaiting, but I'm a huge fan of numerology. But I have never in my whole time of doing tarot got angel numbers in 3 digits across the bottom of a spread ever. So let's talk about it. the fives that I received were the Five of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Five of Wands. So I appreciate that, but I won't lie. In my shuffle, I did see the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords came up with the King of Swords, which I think was in the deck at some point. However, let me see here. We got the Nine of Cups as clarifier, but the Eight of Swords is challenging us, and the Chariot is the advice. What does that mean? Real quick before we get to the mystical magical shit. The Chariot talks about autopilot and looking at the light at the end of the tunnel and the silver lining. The Eight of Swords talks about our inability to do that. But this Nine of Cups with this Ten of Cups and these Ten of Pentacles and everything that we talk about is going to require you to work through that. It talks about your direction. Them horses need to be in alignment the horses. So your heart and your thoughts, your truest desires, and what it is that you physically think, because some of us is out of whack, which is giving us Five Cups. I'm not dumb. I've been doing this for a minute. So any of us that have regrets and sadness, feeling like we missed opportunities, or kind of depressed and feeling low, kind of like emotionally overwhelmed, but even us big dogs that are content but still got it deep down in our subconscious is saying, if you want this Nine of Cups, we got to do something about these Eight Swords. And I feel like this Chariot is the answer. At this moment, it's not even your fault. I'm not a coddler. I don't lie to adults. That's why my numbers ain't as high as they used to be. I will not fucking baby adults. A lot of water signs want to be babied. It's not going to happen here. I'm sorry. But the reason why I talk about the current transits is because in 2017, 7 planets got crossed with a planetary parade, is what they called it. In 2024, here in the spring and in April, that's happening again. There's an X that's crossing this planet, and there's a center point that the conspiracy theorists and the religious people are now talking about the Bible and God and how we all fucked. I don't think that, right? Because God is in my body. I'm good. If y'all fucked, that's unfortunate. But I ain't fucked, and whoever fucking with me ain't fucked, so we all right. Anyway, I be opening wormholes. I'm not kidding, though. Google it. They talking about this X that's going across the planet, and this year it's happening, and it happened in 2017. What that means, I'll have to do some more work, but I've been busy getting reactive on this app for y'all, and I'll tell y'all as I go what I find, right? But back to this 555. 555 talks about drastic changes, family changes. It talks about moving. It talks about something that's different. It talks about something that may have relevance to the future, which is a present decision that's going to turn into something. It's a big deal. Fives annoy me. Not going to lie. I think that's because I'm an 11. I'm a 7. I like 2s. I like 19. I favor even numbers. And the odd numbers that I choose, like I said, it's like 7 or some other shit. But 5s can be challenging, but not to people that resonate in that energy. They flow through that shit like a ballerina. So I'm not scaring you guys into anything. I'm telling you my honest truth about 555. A lot of people, because I be watching them talk about 555, and they be talking about happy shit. And I be like, y'all is fucking delusional. This delusion is right here. These happy-go-lucky motherfuckers that be making up shit, because I'm telling you, from my experience, and I'm not the grand guru, don't block me. Don't say, oh shit, her rising sign coming out, she acting like a Gemini. Chill. What I'm saying is, from my experience, and I'm pretty close to source, I have God in my body, and spirit fuck with me. I'm not kidding about that. So if I think something, it could be personal to who I am, my energy, or my purpose on this planet and don't got shit to do with the truth. I admit that. I'm humble to that. I respect that. Also, I'm going to say that I might be fucking right. Because I'm only wrong about my shit. I ain't never really been wrong about universal truths or other people's shit. That's my curse. And I'm okay with that. Right? So, I said that to say, if you get excited when you see 555, keep getting excited. When I see that motherfucker, I need a shot. I gotta take a shot. I gotta meditate. I gotta sit down and say, Source, what's up? Be real with me. What's going on? Or it's a caution. Now, it could be a caution because something very favorable is coming up for you, and there could be a change or something that you need to consider in the present with this 7 of Pentacles and this Knight of Swords. And I've already said that. So I'm in alignment with my non-biased approach to these 5s. But when I saw it, I left these cards on the table and went to mind my business so I can come back and do it. And it takes me a minute so I can produce what it needs to be produced, right? It's a reader thing. Fuck with it. Okay. So now, some people say that 555 represents change and transformation. For some of you, it's transformation in a family situation. It's transformation in your happiness, a domestic matter, your lives, a home, a family situation with a home, something with a female or a friend, a grandparent, an associate, an assistant, an apprentice. You going from apprentice to mastering some shit, being more confident because you all want to be supportive and shit, and it's time for you to be the boss. It's a lot of things. We got some side chicks up in this bitch, and we got a wife. Not gonna lie, I don't see no husbands yet, just a bunch of knights. And then the Knight of Swords came twice. The 9 of Cups came twice. So wish fulfillment and contentment when it comes to your thinking, when dealing with your anxiety and fears, is a universal message that's solid regardless of any fucking thing else that I say. Right? Cool. It signals that a significant change is about to happen in your life, and you must have faith in yourself and the universe to guide you through it. You are spiritually evolving, and the angels are reminding you to trust the journey and embrace the new opportunities that are coming your way. Now, I say, the last time I seen these numbers, because it's funny, somebody need to hear this. I'm not being biased or projecting. I'm a reader, and I go through experiences and sometimes teach others based on my experiences. And I talk shit to Source at times and kick and scream because it's like, I don't have to keep going through this shit just to teach people. And Source is like, yes, you do. Because you don't learn it the same or feel it the same or can articulate it the same if you read it in a book. So you can talk to them honestly because you've been there. And I'm like, fuck this. So I'm gonna be fair. I saw the food card over here. I'm not gonna hold you. This is, and if however it fits you, you're gonna need it personal. If you like on the edge of your seat and you resonate with it, I'm not going into ultra detail in a collective reading because I want to be fair. And as a reader, we are perfectionists, and if we get it wrong, it's gonna fuck with us. If we sitting here kind of like having angst about figuring it out. I ain't give a fuck about figuring out what exact situation is going on with y'all because this is a general reading. But when I saw the food card, I'm honest. I will say I'm going to do the latter first so I can end with the good news. Some of us are going to do something foolish, a bad decision, and there's a need to change what causes us to do that. It has something to do with insecurities or confidence. It has something to do with a man or a person that is underdeveloped and not exactly what you're looking for if you want to be a wife or the main chick or the girlfriend. It has something to do with your image and your self-esteem. Not gonna lie to you. That could also, be for a job. So if it's not a person, it's still about the image, the self-esteem, how you feel about yourself and how you carry yourself, and a reflection in your decision-making in comparison to who you think you are. That's one. 555 is like, don't you fucking do that shit sometimes. Now, another 555 moment where it talks about change and transformation, because she came out, but she clarified it. So when it talked about the outcome or the possible advice, for some of you where this is a new opportunity, it talks about being more assertive and taking more leadership. It talks about being more confident and expecting others to help you or getting them to do what it is that you need, instead of sitting in your feelings trying to do it all yourself and then later resenting them. Family, because you have a childhood trauma like that, or friendship, or those of us that have mom issues over here. Well, we kind of different from our moms. Whatever that case may be, these are two dramatic motherfucking differences. It points to Cancer, which is the moon that came out with the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles in relation to our Queen of Wands just talks about work. She don't really do no motherfucking work, and the Empress don't either. What is my point? There's a transformation or a change that needs to happen within you so that you don't miss an opportunity. Some people, which I can relate with, the 555 is like, you finna do something goofy again. But I don't think that's the mass majority of you guys that are sitting within this reading. So there's a need to change or transform something that we've discussed or that you feel deep in your heart so that you don't miss an opportunity where you can be abundant and supported and loved and cared about and admired. You could be the person that's taking the orders and delegating and doing your beautiful creative work in this position, right? But this 5 of Cups is different from these 10 Cups. Subconsciously, it doesn't seem that we're in perfect alignment with what opportunities we have before us. Consciously, we are closer to reality. But subconsciously, there's some things that are not 100% in alignment, which is probably why the shadow work pointing to the thinking and the health, the mental health or the physical health, that's going to talk about the opportunities and situations that we attract. Okay? Had to get it out. That's a lot. Okay. Now, the funny story about the 555. I be saying it when I need to rethink something. Not gonna lie. Maybe it's different for y'all. That's what I'm saying. Don't listen to me. Just dig my blues. And it's something that could have gone either way, but I could be biased about the situation because of the baggage that the other person came with. There was a situation, and it was just telling me that either you're going to regret this or something is going to come of it. And the thing that came of it was I purposefully self-sabotaged the situation because I knew I was dealing with a person that was hiding something. In the end, that person was hiding something. But I don't know if it was my own behaviors that hindered the situation that could have led to that person making a change because they weren't happy with what they was doing and where they were. And instead of me being in this Queen of Cups energy, I was Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, and probably Lilith. I ain't give a fuck about shit. You had me fucked up, and I ran that motherfucking situation to hell and to the 12th degree on purpose because you playing with me. But at the same time, I had invested in that situation. So that's what I'm saying. It's a sticky situation where it's like everybody's shadow is involved. And I'm being fair. I'm being a bigger person right now and not saying that, oh, they was full of shit. This was a lesson because I wasn't supposed to be dealing with that. Possible. It also says that I purposefully sabotaged it. And that could have hindered somebody's decision making and me going from right here to right here. Or from here to here, being somebody that I was attracted to somebody that I actually loved. I don't know. Y'all Pisces, I'm a Pisces, baby. Don't play with me because I'm going to make sure I burn a bridge if I feel like you're trying to cross me. And that's a tricky situation. So some of you may be in or could be approaching a tricky situation. And if not, it's an illusion because the moon card started this whole motherfucking reading. So it's something about your conscious and your subconscious that automatically puts you in tricky situations because you flim-flam, flip-flop through your own thoughts. But in the physical, it says there could be a happy ending, contentment, happiness, and joy, and to move in an energy of forgiveness, grace, love, and following your intuition so you're not being some goofy, right? But at the same time, some of us need to be more confident and assertive, and also independent from whatever dreams that we have. There's some sort of increase that is coming through, good news for some of you guys, that's gonna come from or get you to this 10 of Pentacles, because this Knight of Cups is here. I'm bringing you this cup, and what's in this cup is a pentacle. Like, oh shit, okay. And that's that, oh shit, okay. And then after planting seeds with this gift that is brought to you, you get this happy ending. You get increase, freedom. Some of you, that's financial freedom. Some of you, that's time. Okay. Others of you, it's love. Some of you, it's just the admiration that you've always wanted, the fame, the fortune. I don't see the star card yet. But now, as we're in the subconscious, okay, because that took a lot of my breaths. We have the Empress here that represents feminine power and a nurturer and a family-oriented person, which is probably why we have the 2 queens, a couple of pages, and some knights. It's a family figure, okay? And she is in love with her home and family, child. I'll tell you that, all right? The Empress, for some of you, because we're talking about like love, relationships, as well as careers, she does denote a person that could delegate, or receive like the delegation. You know how they say like the emperor delegates and comes up with the idea and is innovative, and the Empress is the one who kind of like gets it done through her work and being supportive. Now, the Queen of Cups is supportive. The Queen of Wands is throwing out the delegations like the Emperor. So where do we find this balance? It talks about intelligence and leadership, being beautiful and sensual, being abundant and healthy, as well as a good marriage for some of us. Now, for this 5 of Pentacles to approach us in this Empress card, we're going to see what that means. But a long-lasting love and loyalty is what this talks about. And it also talks about something unconditional. There could be someone in your life that is protecting you from something, or you feel like you're protecting yourself from something. So just be mindful of that. There could have been an opportunity missed at some moon phase, okay, because of some actions that we took, that we thought about and knew we was taking, and we still took them motherfuckers. The Empress is also intelligent, and will do well in any career where she can use her intellect and creativity. And you may think that. I also want to point out that some things that you're thinking subconsciously ain't even happening. I'm just telling you what you could be thinking subconsciously, but everything is all good for real. So that's where the shadow work may lie as well. Okay, there we have it. Now, someone who heals and make you feel whole. It talks about good times and bad times. So win, lose, or draw, they fucking with you. It's a love that never grow old. So in your careers, that's what it is. In your family life, that's what it is. In this old relationship that could be coming back, that's what it is. And in a new budding relationship and you ain't met this person, that's what it is. It talks about a person who could love deeply and be a very good partner. But there's something about this 5 of Cups that says that they don't think that you may not see that. And it says that nurturing instincts could be lacking in a situation and negligence. So just be mindful of that. Because we did talk about a little bit of self-happiness and self-healing and this self. Now, someone who feels alone, someone who doesn't believe in their own beauty, and someone who sometimes hides their light to make themselves less attractive on purpose, that don't believe they deserve things, there could be a message for you. Others of you, there could be success in the beauty industry. So keep that in mind. Okay, just want to throw that out there. A natural therapist for some of you. Subconsciously is the foundation, but you don't see it that way and could miss an opportunity if you don't. Okay, now we have the high priestess in the present. Now, the empress talks about pregnancy. The high priestess, it's within. So the last time that I discussed the pregnancy and the high priestess, it's like someone who is being protected from situations that don't favor them because of a spiritual being or some sort of soul connection and or purpose. Like intuitively, you know. And you know intuitively because the high priestess is with you in your house. And y'all know that I'm a starseed. And to aliens, a house just means the body. We all sit in this motherfucking meat suits. So to some of you, your meat suit is being shared with you and a spiritual being who helps to improve you health-wise, mentally, and that could help you with contentment when it comes to the things that you, I ain't gonna say struggle with, but do shadow work on. Mostly subconscious, and mostly when it comes to securities and insecurities. I mean, I appreciate that a lot through your thinking, though. Okay, that is something. Now, the Hierophant is a gatekeeper. So subconsciously, a foundation was built on stinginess and like preserve. But in the heart of the matter, you have the Nine of Pentacles, so it talks about something being released. And consciously, that's what you want. So some of us want to be released from something or want an increase or a release from something, and that's great. But subconsciously, if you keep thinking the Hierophant is, somewhere having some authority over you, that's where this Queen of Wands is going to help. And that's where this Queen of Cups is going to ignite this High Priestess. And all these queens up in you, I think, is what's going to overwhelm this Five of Cups into empressship, which is abundance and fertility, and everything grows around me, anything I touch, instead of, God damn, I didn't get that, and I didn't do that, and that happened last time, and oh my God, and this feeling of down, sadness. And so we talk about 3 cups too. We got 3 females that came out. We got these 3 females that came out, and the Five of Cups does talk about those 3 cups with those 2 cups remaining, and she has 2 pillars. I would look at these 2 pillars and not whatever the fuck this was. And some of you agree with me, which is probably why you're going to be single. Don't listen to me. I'm kidding. Okay, I got to stop. All right, moving forward. We're on the High Priestess and the Hierophant, which talks about a soul mate connection. That is totally relationship. I don't care what you came here to hear. You could have been done gave up on love. I don't care. I'm not going to ever see the Hierophant and the High Priestess next to each other and not talk about a soul union. Now, there's a soul union with a soul tribe in a family situation with a charming, sweet, chivalrous motherfucker coming for someone. Y'all ain't finna make them miss that because y'all want to hear about some money and some other shit. I respect that. And we're going to talk about all of it. But the High Priestess and the Hierophant is a union, and it is divine. So I don't care if this divine union is you and a person, is you in this new place, you in this new job, you in your purpose in your career, you in the Holy Spirit, you in Source. I don't care. It could be these 2 chicks, them 2 dudes, that kid in this new house, whatever the fucking case may be. There's something soulful and loving that's happened about this situation, and that's the whole foundation of it. So when I look at the foundation and what's in the center, I'm talking about what you think and what you feel. I'm talking about being happy and contentment, having a happy ending, and like being the beginning of a legacy. I'm talking about the seeds that were planted or built on this soul foundation and the increase that you receive on this soul foundation. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. Now, lastly, because we had the Five of Cups, the Hierophant is a 5, and then we have the Five of Wands. Okay. The Five of Wands is interesting because we're currently in Aries season, and it just talks about being more competitive, and the Queen of Wands is halfway to her hitting on her shit in the Five of Wands. That might not be for everybody, but it's like a halfway mark. All 5s are halfway marks. And so if subconsciously somebody feel like they halfway there for every fucking thing, you could be asking like, how long until I get to where I'm supposed to be going? especially if you're the Knight of Cups, because the Knight of Cups is like, I had the initial pull on my heart to do something that I love, but what the fuck? And then the Knight of Swords is very protective and very, very guarded, and while they can protect themselves during the journey, how much are they enjoying it? Like, is it savage mode or what? Right? So the Five of Wands is standing up for what is important to you, even if it means meeting some opposition. And when I saw 555, I invested in some shit that emotionally I thought was cool. Now, in my mind, I knew it was some shit because of this moon card. It was something that just didn't feel right. But I didn't care. I was single. I was independent. It was just like supposed to be fun, right? And cool. But it was still like, I don't know. It was kind of like a shitty investment, and or it didn't have to be. If I didn't purposely self-sabotage the shit because I felt like somebody was playing with me, who knows how it could have played out. But I'll be honest with you so that you don't beat yourself up. I don't regret it, and I still don't give a fuck. So I don't know how that's gonna work out for you. And this wasn't about family, livelihood, and finances. This was a relationship or a friendship. So I don't know. But the Five of Wands talks about possibly being irritated, and the Knight of Swords would talk about being irrational. For some of you, it's about bickering and arguments. So there could be bickering and arguments or some situation over an inheritance between two females. That's for somebody. Okay? Now, self-doubt, avoiding conflict, and a loss of individuality is what this whole reading was saying don't do. So just be mindful of that. Everybody wants to get their opinion across, and there's some tension could come up because of the transits. May not have nothing to do with your life. Okay? Some people are fighting for who they will become, and that will be the winning personality. So this says to fight for who you want to be and who you wish to be, and that will be your reality. And I like that for the collective. That sounds more right for the cards that we've pulled. Now, finding it hard to stand out is just saying that these two queens could offer you some advice. Because the Queen of Cups will find it hard to stand out, which is why she's looking at her cup, questioning herself. And the Queen of Wands will be like, girl, fuck them and stand in your shit. My back turned. I don't even know who looking at me. This is about me. So that could help some of you. Fuck them. Fire flame, right? Anyone else feeling easily irritated or easily triggered, I will admit that a lot of this has to do with the transit. Some of it may have to do with the eclipse. Others of it is because of your gifts and abilities that aren't really grounded or understood. And the High Priestess can help with that, but you have to believe it, type deal. All right. What else we got? Because that's about it. Now, the Fool came in. So some of you are going to have newcomers coming into your life. That's a fact. A new beginning of some sort. That's a fact. Interchange and initiations. That's a fact. We got the Moon coming out, clarifying itself. She came out with the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles with the Fool card just talks about a new job for some of y'all. The King of Cups says that you've mastered this Nine of Cups, the Ten of Cups, this Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. So you've contained yourself. You've moved through the emotions. So that how long till I celebrate? How long? When Nipsey said that shit, I felt that shit. It's been a battle. It's been a challenge, right? But it just talks about things that are frivolous and making sure that we don't move into the frivolousness. Petty arguments and fights, we don't want to do that. Now, the Five of Swords also has things to offer us that are favorable, right? Because sometimes it just talks about competitiveness, but in an unhealthy way or some sort of conflict. It also talks about speaking out of fears of not being good enough, and that points to the insecurities. And then subconsciously, you know, it ain't there, but consciously, we got a little bit of potential. But like subconsciously, we dogging the fuck out of ourselves. And that's what you're attracting. So you feel that you're not in alignment to your hopes, wishes, and dreams, but it's our own subconscious. So just be mindful of that. Feeling defeated or needing to win at all costs is unnecessary. tension and betrayal, because some people are being betrayed. We got 2 friends that turn into enemies because somebody come up and then another person missed that opportunity, so they mad. And it could even be involving a marriage where 2 friends that have a situation and the husband or the wife is involved, but I ain't really seen no husband. I seen a whole bunch of potential husbands and broads. Not gonna hold you. Some of you may be being lied to, and there's some unhealthy competition that leads to personal attacks. I personally attacked the fuck out of this person, I'm telling you, that came up in this 555. So just be mindful. And he did have a girlfriend. So I don't know if y'all facing a situation, and I'm not projecting because this is something that happened like 3 years ago. I don't even know where this man is in his life, but it was something about, I see 5s all the time because I'm a rebel. I be doing shit. And Source be like, chill. And I be like, I ain't. So that's one thing. But the fact that most of the people that I run into online like 5s, I be like, y'all special. Maybe I'm different. Maybe it's just me. So don't fucking listen to me. Just go with your own beliefs. But there was a situation that involved another person where maybe he cared about me. Maybe he was just fucking with her for whatever reason. And he could have missed an opportunity on something that was great because he was lying. And I've also missed out on a relationship because somebody wanted to compete with me. I'm not finna coddle a grown man. I am not finna put my sword down or be less confident or less great because you are alpha and I'm out of line. Fuck you. Next. So I could have missed a whole bunch of husbands, and I ain't losing no sleep. But if that's something some of y'all want, men too, there could be some compromise or some collaborating, even though I ain't seen no card that say that. Anywho, just be mindful of being in trouble without doing anything wrong or subconsciously feeling like that, because some of us have anxieties where we feel low when we need to expect more, right? Trust your intuition and go with what you believe in, okay? And be brave and a little bit more competitive instead of letting shit win. Don't let your doubts win. Don't let the haters win. Don't let unresolved conflicts and issues and not knowing or rejection win. But don't fight about nothing either. As well as not have the inability to defend yourself. Because the Queen of Cups, it would cuss you out, baby, if you rub her wrong. And the Queen of Wands, you don't want to bother her. So, lastly, those of us that are in unhappy careers, the 5 of Swords talks about damage control. Officers, army careers, investigators. It just indicates you're unhappy with your job. And see, we started this off with a job and the shadow energy. So some people are unhappy with their job, and in the waking life would like a happy ending, a wish fulfillment, and to be confident, to be powerful, to be chosen, to be attracted to be supported, and to be loved. Somebody wants to be supported and wants to be loved, and it says you have the potential to do that. However, there's a conflict in your thinking. I could have just did all this shit in 2 minutes. I swear to God. I could have said, hey, there's some work that needs to be done with the way you're thinking, because it's not in alignment with how you feel. And even though you have potential, it's like you got emotional overwhelming going on, and a need to lack to be codependent or independent, whichever the two, whichever the one. And then there's subconsciously something that's blocking your power to attract. So there's some friction in your manifestation where you could be abundant, but you're missing opportunities because of your belief system and not trusting your intuition. I could have said that, but who wants to watch a 18-second video, right? That's what I have. And your bonus card was transformation. Change is coming for a brand new you. Embrace the transformation to enjoy the process. Sometimes change is uncomfortable, but worth it. And that's what Nipsey said. He said, I spoke some things into the universe. I can't say it's fair, but it was worth it. And I'm fucking with him, so I don't know what the wasn't fair part was, because he ain't with us no more, and I would love to have that answer. But I'm still going with the fact that this man made it to his goal. It was a tragic ending. Fuck it. I'd rather make it to my goal than live to be 115 and ain't done shit. Not gonna hold you. And I do hope that it helps. For more information on products and services, visit PiscesTV.com. Here on YouTube, don't forget, check out the playlist, the community board, and members section for exclusives. Thank you for watching.